Hello, Diane here. So thank you so much for purchasing the Kashi Opt-in Page Template. And I'm gonna show you how you can edit this once you're inside the page editor. So first, I'd like you to understand all these elements that you see right now. On your left, you'll see the sections and then the settings here, as well the preview of the page on different devices like this is a laptop or a bigger screen like your desktop. This would be a smaller device like a horizontal tablet or an iPad. This would be the vertical orientation for a smaller device like an iPad and a tablet as well. And this would be for mobile. I would suggest that if you'd like to preview the page, just click on the preview button or view the page on your mobile. This may not be 100% accurate, so I advise you to use your mobile to preview it and then make sure you hit save. And then on this big screen would be the right display where you can simply edit the text, the images, the background, the buttons, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. But first things first is since this is an opt-in page, what I would like you to do is scroll down to the bottom of the left panel and click on two-step opt-in. Once you click on that, click this box to edit the two-step pop-up form. And first thing that you will see is that you won't see these two fields, the name and the email fields. What you have to do is click on the form block and then click on the edit forms. You can open it in a new tab and then create a new form if you haven't created a form or an opt-in form for this particular opt-in funnel. So once you've created that, go back to your page editor. From the form field, there's a drop down and you can select the new form or the existing form that you have for this specific page. Once you've done that, and assuming that you have already installed as well the confirmation or the thank you page of this opt-in template, you can just click on this thank you page drop down, select go to a landing page, and then select the page for the confirmation, like this one. So once you're okay with that, click on back. Make sure you uncheck this edit two-step pop-up before hitting save. You can remove the image, you can keep the image, you can change the background using the layout settings so it matches your brand colors. And then just make sure you always uncheck this before hitting save. Now, once that's done, click on back. And then the next thing that you would like to do is click on the settings. In the settings tab, you can click on the style guide and head down to the colors. If you click on the primary color and you see all your brand colors, that's fine. Otherwise, if you just started setting up your website, you can go back to the main dashboard and then click on the settings at the bottom left. And then from here, you can click on the site details. Once you're inside the site details, then scroll down to the branding logo and the favicon, that's the little icon over here, and your colors. Once you have already added all your hex codes, then scroll up to hit save. And then go back to your page editor, hit refresh, and you'll be able to see all your brand colors here. So once you have completed this one, if you want to adjust the radius, you can also do that. And then there are native fonts inside the page editor that you can use. But if you don't see your brand font here, you can install. There's specific code to do that, which I'll discuss later on. If you don't have the code and you have your brand font and they're not listed here, let me know. I'll be happy to install that for you. Once you have set up all this, including your font colors, this is the heading, and this is the body font, and as well the font sizes, there are there are font sizes for the desktop, and if you scroll more, you'll be able to see the mobile font sizes too. So you'll notice that the heading 1 or H1 is at 48 pixels. It doesn't mean that you also have to use the 48 pixels. In some font style, it's okay to have the same. Otherwise, you may go one or two font sizes lower than what you have for the desktop. Now, once you have set up this, set all these colors, font sizes, and font style, now head back to the design tools. You can use the show guides, hit save, and there will be some lines that you will see, but I don't use it anymore because I'm familiar with the columns and all the rows. So if you feel that that's distracting, you can just uncheck that and then hit save. And then lastly, for the custom code, the way I have designed the template is that I have installed a custom font, this one, because this one is not natively available in Kajabi. And then I also added a code to have this kind of slide effect animation for the buttons, and as well this kind of shapes. So in Kajabi, you can, when you adjust the radius, it will adjust all the corners of the block. Not just the block, also for the images, and also for the text block. So that's the main um, vibe of this template. So if you go to custom code, um, it may feel overwhelming with all this, but we'll go through each of this. First thing is that for the color here, if you go back to the style guide, head down to the button color, you can simply change that to any color that you want, hit save, and that would automatically change. So that's not coded. The coded part is when you hover. So let me undo that, go back to the custom code, and then I'm just going to jump to the button design here. This is the button, all these settings here, and this is the button hover. The when you hover, you'll see it's not really white, but it's a very light beige, and this is what you would like to change. And down here, the button before, this is where you can change the color. So this is like a dark black, not really black, but let me save that again. So that kind of changes the color. And then remember when you first edited the page, this is the two-step opt-in. This button here is just the button, but this one is the form button. So if you go back to custom settings and then custom code, and then jump to the button design, you'll see three sets of code: the button, the button hover, and the button before we change the color of the hover. And then there's a form button hover, and then the form button before. So same as the button code, you can just simply change this, all things that you see where this node is. At times, if you feel that this font weight or you don't like the letter spacing, that's fine. You can adjust this numbers here. The font size is very thin. You can make it regular, like 400, or you can use a bolder one, which is about 600. So you choose 200, 400, or 200, 400, 600. The font size can also be the same, and the padding would be how thick your button would be. If you change this, for example, and the letter spacing, make sure you also change this. The part where you say, where it says button over, and then also change the form button, this three, and as well the hover. So that's the button design. Now for the script, this one is using the play for display, but in all capital letters. This is using Poppins. Both these fonts are natively available in Kajabi. What's not is the actual script. So this is the actual script that I'm using, the bond font regular, and I'm using it for the heading 6. So I'm gonna you can let me know if you need help installing your own font style, and I'll be happy to do that for you. Now, let me go to the section. Currently, the header is hidden because this is an opt-in form. You don't want to have other navigation or menu linked from your opt-in, but there's only one page, which is the button that would open up the two-step opt-in pop-up. All right, so that's currently hidden. Now let's move to the sections. Here you'll see letter D or letter M. In Encore, you have the option to create a section that is only visible for desktop or only visible for mobile. If you don't see D or M, like this, what you'll learn, it means that this one is both available for the desktop and the mobile. Now, inside the section, you will see the blocks. For example, this top section here, it has the text block and the image block. So these are the two blocks inside the hero. Now, if I go to what you will learn, this one, you'll see the headline here and the three features like this. Feature has an image, a text, and a button. But currently the button is hidden because I have added a text here or a CTA for that. All right, so since we already know the D and M here, what you need to know is that when you edit the text, it's either on your right display, you can hover and click to edit the text block. When you edit the text block, you can either edit here like so, or edit from the left. And you can click on the full screen so you can see. You can definitely change the colors as needed to your brand colors. You can change that. If this one is not needed for you, you can just simply remove that, and that's good. You can just change this one, add a new word, and you can do that. This one this is a body font. And this is in paragraph. If you click on the source code here, it kind of added a font size, so it's bigger. But if you would like a normal font, I just deleted that and hit OK. That would change to a smaller one. So since it's a top section or the hero section, I have decided to make it a bit bigger, adding a font size code. Now, next is this image. You can either go inside the hero section and click the image to upload a new one, or just simply click this image block and the left panel will show you where you can edit that. So either you go here, scroll down and find this, not the M, but the D, and then edit this one. Or you can just simply hover and click, and which is more efficient. Now, this image here, as you can see, it doesn't have rounded corners on the top right because this one is coded. When you add a new code, or sorry, a new image, it will automatically convert into this kind of shape. If you don't feel like having that, you go back to settings and then custom code. Just go ahead and expand this a bit. and then scroll down, you'll see the first note here, which is the hero image block radius, and this is one. The way I'm gonna put some notes here as well, so you can know that this is the part that you can edit. The from this and then this 250 pixels and then 0 pixels. This will start from top left and then top right, bottom left. So this is the top left, top right, bottom left. So that's how you can change that. Let me do 250 and save that. So that would automatically change. And then next, this one, you'll see that there's a background image here. I have a different YouTube video on this and how you can change. But if you just simply click this part here of the section, the left panel will show you where you can edit that. Earlier, we have discussed the blocks inside the section. Now, in the section, if you scroll down, you'll see all the section settings. The background setting here will let you change the background. You can select a new image from your device, like a laptop or your desktop, or you can also select it from your Google Drive if you have those images from your Google Drive or even from your Dropbox. Otherwise, if you don't want to have a background image, you can just uncheck this and find whatever color you want to use for this. If you notice that this one has a space because the design has this little element here. So when you scroll, it's kind of moved from this side, and this blocks here are all aligned on the left. Now, let me go back to the settings and then design tools. I just want to show you something. So here, since this section is aligned to left, if I choose center, that will be all centered. This block here is set to have 9 columns. The the total columns will be 12. And you can reduce that to your liking. Let me show you something. So this block here, if I go to the desktop layout of the block, same as the section has section settings. The block has also block settings. So if I go to the desktop layout, because we're editing the desktop layout and scroll down more, this one is placed on its own. So if this block here is set to 8 and this block here is set to 3, that makes it a total of 11. That's why this block is moved to the top row next to this, because that's still 11. This is 8 and then 3. Now, since I don't want this button this block to move next to this block, that's the reason why I have to place this block on its own row. So even if I have only set it to 5, this one doesn't go to this same row because this one is placed on its own row. This block here, if I click, is just 3. You can make it bigger if you feel it's kind of small, to 4. So that makes 12. Like so. All right, so and then moving on here. Before I move on, this section here, if I go to the section settings, there's this vertical alignment and it's in equal heights. So if I uncheck equal height box and you have more text here, you'll see that this is taller than the rest. But if I set the desktop to have the same height. Even if I have more words from one of the blocks, all this will be aligned. Unlike here on the next section, you'll see that these are not aligned. Aside from that's the style, if I go to the section, notice that I'm just clicking on this part here and not inside the block. So I'll go right directly to this section settings. If I go to the desktop layout, you see that it's not aligned at the top and it doesn't have an equal height class. If I do that, that's how it would look like. And this one isn't even. This is in using 4. This is using 5, and this is the smallest, and this is because this is using 3 columns. If you want to change this, you can click the image and then upload a new image. You'll see that this image is in rectangle shape, but this one is not because this one is coded. Now, if you go back again to the settings and then custom code, you'll find that just remember the code for the hero section, which is this one. The next section would be this, the 3 blocks. This is the first featured block. This is the second featured block, and this is the third. So remember earlier that you can change all these pixels from top, left and right, bottom, right, and left. Same goes with this one. If you scroll down, this is what you'll learn, which is the 3 blocks again. You'll have all these pixels to be edited. Notice that this one is edgy, this is curvy, this one is all curved, and this one is, the part here is edgy, and this one is curvy. It's all indicated here, the first, the second, and the third image. And you can change this, say you don't have a script font, so you don't need that. When you change this to another heading, you can choose heading 3, probably, or heading 2 if you want to. And you can just simply remove this one. And change that to, change this to paragraph. And then next is the about section. This background section here, if you go to the section settings, there's what you can find here. Now, notice that I'm in the about section like this. You don't see M and D, but if you go inside the section, you will see DM, which is D for desktop, M for mobile. Because this image over here doesn't need to have a totally new section just for this. When you preview this on mobile, whatever block is on the top or left, that will come to the top when you view it on mobile, like this. But if I move this, remove this image on top, so a while ago, this image here is over here, and this text is on the right. If I preview this on mobile, oh, I haven't saved it yet. Oh, because this one is on a different. If I move that, this image will be right below your bio. But if this image here, if I go to the mobile layout and select image on top, even though that image is on the right, if I preview it on mobile, it will always be on top. The reason why this section has to be in on a different section is that you have an option to make this little icon visible at the top. Otherwise, you can keep the same one here, and in the Canva tutorial, I'll teach you how to edit this background or the element on the background. And then next here, this is also feature block. And if I click the text block, go all the way to the desktop layout, you see that this is in flush, meaning to say the padding inside the block is all flushed out. You can adjust the inside padding if needed, if you feel it's too close to each other. The inside padding, notice this, if I change it to 80, that will create a big gap, but it will not make any space between these two blocks. If I make this like 100, that would create a lot of space here as compared here. But in the outside padding, if I put in maybe 80, that would create a space here, which is outside the block. And say this one, there you are. So each column that you have is represent to have 100 pixels. So if this one has 4 and this is also 4 and also 4, that makes 400. Sorry, 12 columns. If I click this first block and then just add just 1 pixel, that would be like 12 columns from and 1 pixel. So that's the idea of the inside and the outside padding. There is, I think, a hidden testimonial slider. If you prefer that, just click this 3 dots next to the section title and then show. If you want to have a carousel or a slider, you can do that, and then you can just simply hide this one. And then next, this one, say there's only one text block, block inside this final CTA section, which is this one. And if you go to the background, you can just simply change this to something else. If you love this design, in the Canva file, you can have an image and then put it inside this circle frame. So it will have the same circle effect, and then you can upload it here. And then lastly, make sure you upload your logo here. But the best practice is that you have already uploaded your logo here and the favicon. So when you upload a new this template here, that will that will reflect your logo here. And then just click this copyright and change it here. The 2024 will automatically change to 2025 next year. And then you can update your social media. You can hide the social icons if you want to, just clicking on the 3 dots. Once you're happy, make sure you save your work from time to time. Now, moving on to the mobile, remember that this one may not be 100% accurate. So always view this on your mobile. Now, I'm back on the main left panel here, and I have clicked this little icon for mobile. Now we are going to work on the Hero Form M for mobile. If I click on that, you'll see that this is the image. I have to separate the text, this ready to text script and this regular fonts for some reason. But again, if you don't have a script font, you can either delete this or just skip it or hide it. If you change this, add say a new word, and then I'll go back to desktop, it will not change here. So remember that we have changed the color here, but on mobile it did not change because this section here that you see is not visible on mobile. So remember, when you have already finalized your desktop, the copy, the images, the text, just make sure you always check your mobile and then make an update. This is what I am referring to a while ago. compared to the about section. This about section doesn't have a separate mobile section. But this one I have to show you because this image here on the right side, if you preview the page on a smaller device, this will be cut off. It will not be visible because Kajabi, the background image will be focused on the center. So in mobile, instead of using the same section, I have to create a new one so that I can show this little icon here at the top and then the text and all the text here. So when you edit this value 3 box on your desktop, you have to go to your mobile and then edit this as well. You can simply select all, copy that, go to mobile, go to the first block, and just paste it. And then this one is okay, doesn't have a separate section for your mobile. So when you make changes on the benefit section, this will automatically be changed. You would need to update your about section or your bio when you are editing the mobile section. For the testimonial, you don't have to make changes here. But on the final CTA, this is a separate text block. I'm going to show you what I meant. Let me hide this first, and then I'll go to the final section and then unhide this on mobile. So on mobile, this is how it would look like. It will only capture the center part of your image if the user is viewing your page on a smaller device. So for me to have this kind of um, vibe on the mobile section, I have to create a new one and then make that instead of a background image, I have to make it as a separate image block. Let me open that in a new tab so you will see something like that. And here you can just simply copy the text from the desktop layout and then paste it here. All the buttons here are set to open the two-step opt-in. So that's it. Just remember the image shapes like this and this one here can all be found in the settings, custom code. And it's all noted here if you see this part here. But if you feel overwhelmed or stuck, let me know. I'll be happy to fix it for you. And there will be no fees for that. And just it'll just part of what you have purchased from me. All right, so that's it. I hope this is helpful. If you have questions, you'll see you can reach me via email or Kajabi Experts directory. I have included my email, my Instagram, and my Kajabi Expert profile link in the instruction or the PDF file that's included in your purchase. Thank you so much and enjoy. Bye-bye.